Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the video, I want to remind everybody, content creator program is still going on. Hit that support button, get yourselves in, get some free codes at the same time. We have 2 more on the way. This video is going to be one of those codes that we have to cover. Plus, if you are already supporting, thank you very much. Don't forget to extend because the season will end in 7 days, maybe even 6 days, and no more codes will be given out for those who don't extend. So you have to wait for the next season to re-extend. I want to say a big shout out to everyone who has been supporting throughout the seasons from the beginning till now. Even if you're new, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. This obviously helps the content creators develop their channels. It helps us monetarily from Netmarble. So we want to say thank you so much. And don't forget to join the Discord, guys, for some really good giveaways. We give away $200 to the top supporter every single season, $150 to a random top 100 supporter, and also $100 to any supporter. So get yourselves into the Discord, guys. It's free. All of this is free, and it's just a benefit to you and myself. So without further ado, guys, let's get on with the video here. We are going to cover the guild boss, and this is on my free-to-play. Yes, I'm going to do something that I didn't want to do, but I got to play the damn game in order to keep up. Okay, so this is going to be a guild boss guide on free-to-play accounts. I'm going to go ahead and do something again that I didn't originally want to do, but now that I'm seeing the direction the game is going and kind of how much of an impact a new support will have on your scores, in order to give you a decent, I guess, layout on what the score will look like as a free-to-play, I do need to summon on Elena. I didn't want to, but we're going to try. So again, don't do this at home, guys. If you don't care about guild boss scores, don't do this. I'm a content creator. This matters, obviously. So I do want to get her at least on my water team as either A1 or A0. So at the beginning of the video, if you want to skip this part, you're more than welcome to, of course. But I do want to at least get an A0 copy of her just to be able to use her in the guild boss section. So you guys will at least be able to see the impact she has at A0. Might even push her to A1 just because I know, again, we've done the test and we know A1 is pretty impactful on the entire guild boss run. So we're going to go ahead and see this. And right after that, we're going to jump into the guild boss. Now, real quick about the guild boss, just so you guys are aware, a couple things you might want to know. I might even lose the 50-50 here, to be honest with you. First thing, and I told you guys already, I have really bad luck on my free-to-play account, and I meant it. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see if we get her. Watch her not even be her. Look at that. Look at that. Screwed. Completely screwed. So that completely messed me up right there, and I got 56K. So we might not even be able to do it with her. I'm going to stop right there at 10K. That right there proves my account has been cursed for a very long time. I've never had good luck on this account, and it continues to roll that way. So there you guys go. Instead, they gave me a child, and I don't want one. I already got my own kids. Don't need more children in this life. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the guild boss. I'm going to talk to you guys about, walk you through it. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. The main way to really emphasize guild boss and get a higher score with guild boss is going to be using it through manual gameplay. Now, if you don't care about manual gameplay, guys, and it doesn't matter to you, then you can simply move on with it and don't worry about it. Okay, so you can just do auto and let it kind of do its thing. The reason why manual gameplay is so important, especially if you have Mary, is you want to time your infusions, right? So the Manticore boss is very straightforward, super easy, but you definitely want to run a Sanjanu that is support. You guys can already see the support setup is there. I just need to make sure all of my things are reset to intellect. So for those who are new to the game, there's 2 different versions of Sanjanu. There's the strength version, which is the one that you do most amount of damage with, and then there's a support version. Now, support versions usually run in 2 different modes. Usually it's run in POD, which is power of destruction, and there's also the guild boss, right? Now, when you run the support system, this is how you want to set it up. You want to go with your Grimoire and the Moonshadow daggers. Your armor is actually going to end up being the new armor or greed. It's up to you which way you go about it. Ideally, you want to use the new armor, of course. I'm going to go ahead and just put like crappy armor in these people just to kind of show you. But you want to give Alicia all of Sun Janu's armor. Make sure that he is, she's pretty much buffed up and ready to go. And you want to give equal stats between defense penetration. You want to give equal stats between the main stat. And you want to give fairly decent high damage as well to damage increase. So usually in defense pen, I run about like 35-40% on free to play. It's 45+% on, I think, pay to win. And then I think like the damage increase is roughly around 30 to 35% if you can muster that, right? If you can't, then I mean it is what it is. But at the end of the day, guys, you definitely want to run your proper setups here in order to get the most amount of damage out of this whole build. Now, one thing to remember as well for Sanjanu, you can run Greed, but ideally you want to run him with the new setup for support, and that's going to be your best friend, especially with the new buffs to the support system. So you want to run Noble Flesh if you can. Okay, so Noble Flesh is going to be a set you definitely want to build, and once you've built that, you want to go ahead and run it with him as much as you possibly can. So we're going to go ahead and build one together real quick. Once I'm done here, I'll be right back and we'll cover more, okay? All right, guys, so here's what we did for the setup, just so everyone's aware. So we're going to use the Sun Janu support setup, okay? We're going to have ourselves the Grimoire, and we're going to have ourselves Moonshadow Daggers, and we're going to have, this is the team. Now, remember, I don't have Frieren, I don't have Elena, none of that happened. Clearly, we lost a 50-50 and got Charlotte, which sucked. So we're going to use Soren, Mary, and we're going to use Cha, and then we're going to go ahead here and use Meilin, Hansi Mei, and we're going to use Alicia. So what you essentially want to do, guys, and you want to make sure this is done right, is you want to give Alicia the most amount of power. So here, Soren's going to have to lose a little bit of power here on this end. So make sure you just give her a little bit less to work with. So all of this stuff here, you know, something that will reduce it, whether it's a core, honestly, she doesn't really need that high of cores. So you can remove one of her cores here just to make it a little bit easier for you. So give her a little bit less power. That way she's not, you know, killing the vibe here for everybody else. So let's just give her this critical hit one, and let's see if that reduces 478. And we want to make sure that 490. Okay, so we're good now. So 496, Alicia has the most. You want to make sure Meilin gives her that power, and there's a reason behind it. So first off, let's go through this. So gear wise, we're gonna give Sun Janu the new gear here for support. He's gonna be your support setup. Soren's gonna get the new breaker gear. We have the new overload gear for Mary. Sorry guys, I'm trying to remember all the gear because it's all new. Poison for Cha, and then over here we're gonna give Meilin something interesting. We're gonna give her Angel in White, so she gives the highest power person the most attack. So at least she's gonna get some more power. Plus we're gonna give her half of this as the overload setup. And the reason why is because at 4 setup here, whenever you do basic skills or ultimate damage during the overload phase, you actually increase the damage for the team as well too. So increase the user's team overload damage by 15% just by having this on here, right? So it's a nice 15% bonus for the whole team to have. Plus it gives her a little bit more damage as well to using this during the overload phase. And that's where it's all going to really matter, right? And then here for Hansi Mei, we're just going to give her the Guardian and Sylph because I don't have anything else right now for her. And then Alicia is going to get the poison setup. For skills, we're going to use Vacuum Wave. You can use Silent Strike if you want to, the water one, if you want to make infusion happen a little quicker for you. That's up to you, but Vacuum Wave works really well. And then of course we're going to have Cold Ice here as the secondary one. We have the ultimate in blue, and you guys can see this is a purple one for water. And then here I have this is up to you. Ice Strike, I use it just to get in front of the boss. Here I use the Resonance ones just to give the team a little bit more power to do more damage during that 8 seconds. And then for Blessing Stones, we have Bloodlust, we have Reawakening, we have Sharp Perception, and then we are 1 because we have 2 support, so that's going to help. And then over here, do whatever makes sense to you. I put the shield ones plus the defense up, and then cores, we have our cores equipped, right? So make sure that's the setup. So there you guys go. That's the overall setup for this one. Now we're going to jump into the fight and talk about that. All right, guys, so we're going to do this run. Now, you can run it manually, which is probably the best way to get the highest score. You're going to have to turn everything over to manual, guys, in order for that to happen. It's very important because you can time your overloads. If you time your overloads, your score is just going to go way, way higher. We're going to jump in. First thing you do is cold ice, right? And then you're going to do Grimoire right away. And then don't resolve your Moonshadow Daggers. Again, shout out to the guild to figure that out. I would have always resolved it before someone told me not to. So we got some really, really skilled players here, obviously, that play the game and understand here, right? And so we're going to go like this. Into there, and then we're going to go ahead and do our QTEs just to make sure all of our debuffs are up. And then right here with Mary, you can go ahead and cast her ultimate, and she will now go ahead and do her ultimate and get it all the way up and ready for you guys to be using it, right? So there you guys go. And now what you want to do is you want to use all of the other ultimates while they're ready. There it is. Okay, especially Cha's. Cha's is super important to use around this time because you want to make sure that Cha has the most amount of damage through this. And of course, Alicia does her ultimates fairly often, so you don't have to worry about it that much. So that as long as Cha's doing hers on time and Mary can time her infusions, you're set. Now, don't cast the ultimate now. Obviously, use your ultimate when the infusion is up. I messed up there, but you'll get the most amount of damage doing it this way. Now, if you didn't do it on, auto, one thing you'll notice is that she will cast her ultimate all the time, messing up the entire infusion phase, right? So very important, guys, to remember to allow Mary the ability to build up her infusion properly and then cast it when it's ready so you guys can get the most amount of damage with Cha and everybody else in. Now, one other thing you guys can see I just did there on purpose is I didn't time my infusion with Cha's ultimate. You always want to time it where Cha's ultimate's available, and that way you guys can get the most amount of bang for your buck when it comes down to damage. We should still be able to time it. There it is. So that will still work, but yeah, wait for this ultimate to kind of be on cooldown a bit more, and then you can cast that at the same time. Now, if you had a higher end Mary, her abilities to cast overload will be much higher, so you guys can use it a lot more often. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do overload again. Try to just time it. She's going to be able to do this now, no problem. Use your ice armor and then vacuum wave, and now you can do your ult and get the most out of here. Now again, no Frieren, no Elena, This damage is not going to look impressive to a lot of folks who are, who have them or are whales. Don't worry, guys. This is not a whale build. I did this for free to play purposely. The whale build we do on our other account, obviously all the time, in order to build it up and allow people the abilities to play that phase as well. I hate this phase. This phase ruins everything, bro. Okay, here we go. And we're going to shadow step in. Moon Shadow Daggers. Again, just wait for the timing here, guys. You guys can now time the ultimates together and make sure that everything's done right. Okay, let's hope we get our infusion in. There it is. Into Sauron's ultimate. And yeah, like, I mean, ideally you want to get as much damage in as you can, guys. And you guys can see here, like, hold on. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Cast Marys again. There we are. We're going to get infusion up again. We're going to ult this time while the overload's happening. Now, if you had Elena, this score would look way, way, way higher, by the way, just so everyone's aware. It's a pretty significant difference having her on the team. So keep that in mind if you plan to build her. It's important to remember that she is going to be a big, big part of this damage dealing team. So you're going to want to have at least a pretty decent Elena, like A1 version of her. Like this score would skyrocket with her in the team. So just keep that in mind, okay? You guys can see here, there's the score. We have ourselves 120 rage count with this build. So again, not the greatest score, but free to play wise, we have decent amounts of damage going through. You can do way more if I had the proper build and proper setup. Again, not having Frieren, not having Elena, the rage count's okay at 120, but you ideally want to have like, I mean, 150-ish if you're pay to win. And higher, obviously, now at this point. Free to play, I mean, 120 to about like 140, 150 is probably like, if you're higher end free to play, is probably much better. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.